What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of
Coffee
Coffee Talks.
Talks.
So get your coffee and drink with us.
All right.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode.
Hello.
It's a nice day today.
It's a nice day. We just had a storm.
Last night.
She claimed that she woke me up in the middle of the storm, but
I think it was a storm. I mean, we're not here in California used to having rain. So if I hear like thunder and there's like heavy winds, I mean that has to be like a rainstorm or something like that, you know?
Yeah, yes.
It was really bad. It scared me last night.
But in the country, we got free coffee, so
Free coffee today at Starbucks.
we did that whole promotion thing, right?
Coupon thing.
Like if you buy one a certain day, like you'll get the coupon today.
Yeah.
And I was like, so why not? It gives me an excuse to buy coffee anyway.
Tastes better free.
Free coffee is the better
The
coffee.
best.
Or the best coffee. One of those two.
Hey.
So today, we're going to be talking about
our C-section experience.
So,
Wait. I kind of want to mention why I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, so the other day I was on TikTok and you remember how I told you about the TikTok video I saw of the girl?
Okay.
She was telling her story about her C-section experience, how it was the worst trauma in her life.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
So according to other females' story, you are not supposed to feel anything whatsoever. So now thinking like back to my experience, I did feel a little pain, you remember?
Yeah.
But this girl, she was saying she was telling her doctors that she could feel them cutting her open. And so they would stop, the procedure and would inject her anesthesia again. And it wasn't working. Not working for her body. It was not at all. So her baby was already suffocating because they had to take the baby out, emergency. And she had to go through that pain,
Excruciating pain, I bet. I mean, you're getting your stomach sliced open.
Yeah, so I was just like, I stayed so shocked because looking back into my experience, I know that my delivery could have been different.
Smoother?
Yeah, we could have avoided the C-section.
Yeah, we could have, honestly, thinking about it, yeah.
We could have avoided it.
They wouldn't have ripped her bag open so early.
Yeah, definitely. If they would have not broken my water bag, we would have gone through a natural birth. Yeah. But yeah, I was telling Christopher, I remember that I was feeling a lot of pain as they were, taking out Alexander.
But not only that, you told me that you were you would feel them move your organs around, if they were just messing around and trying to put their hand in there. We're not messing around, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they
That's
were
crazy.
Just I was feeling a whole bunch of stuff, and I think you can see it in my labor and delivery video, where I'm you can hear me because you moved the camera, but you can hear me kind of grunting a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of the pain.
Oh, okay. Oof. I'm very sensitive to these type of topics. I can watch it, but when it comes to talking about it, it just feels weird.
And so my mom told me that she did not feel anything when she was having her C-section of my sister. And then a lot of women in the comments of her video were saying that they didn't feel anything either. So I'm just how come I felt something? And so it really got to me because what I went through was really, really traumatic. Can you say it was nightmares, or was I just dreaming of it?
Yeah, you can. I guess it's just you're reliving the moment.
The moment. Yeah. For the past 3 months after postpartum. Because it was a really, really traumatic experience. So the reason why we ended up having a C-section was because Alexander's heart rate was dropping
It
twice.
dropped super bad. Let me see if I can post a picture somewhere here.
What?
The the picture from, because I have the picture of his heart dropping. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have it.
So his heart rate was dropping twice. So by the second time,
it dropped super bad.
It dropped super bad to the point where more nurses and doctors were in my room, and they just told me we have to consider C-section because his heart rate was dropping, and they thought that it was because of an infection from having my water bag open for quite some time. So I went in on the 4th of July to get induced, and I didn't even get induced on that same day. I got a balloon stuck in me.
Because she was opening. Supposedly then
I was only 1 centimeter opened, and they needed me to be opened more, according to them, for me to get induced. So they stuck a balloon inside me, which was the worst pain in my life. And I had seen my sister. No, I didn't see my sister go through that. I heard of it, that they stuck a balloon. But I didn't expect for it to be
that painful.
So that was trauma number 1. And then from there, they induced me. And I had the balloon in me for 12 hours. So after I got the balloon out, they induced me. But they only started with a little bit of Pitocin. And that's when the contractions started to hit, huh? Yeah. They weren't as, severe. I could breathe through them. But they were, painful.
They were mild, I guess.
Yeah, mild, painful. Yeah. And that's when everything started to happen, huh?
Yeah, it kind of, just went downhill from there. Her pains were getting stronger. And nurses would come and check on her, every
hour.
Yeah, every hour or so. But it's just we feel like if they wanted to rip the bag so early, it all would have gone smooth. And then they messed up on saying the inches, no?
Yeah, the centimeters. I think that's why they broke my water bag, because the nurse, which is, I don't know, I didn't want to complain because of this whole COVID thing. A lot of people were staying without jobs, and I didn't want her to stay without jobs because I don't know if she has a family to maintain. But that is so how can I say it?
It can really mess things up.
Unforgivable, because she went to school. She had to learn this, and this was I know people can make mistakes, but this mistake was unacceptable, 100%. Because of her, I went through what I went through. She was giving incorrect information of how much centimeters I was.
Well, how much did you say? You were
I was 8.
You were 8, and in reality you were 5.
4.
4
centimeters. I was only 4 centimeters. And that's when another doctor came in and just took her word. She's 8 centimeters. My water bag was already supposed to break, so she broke my water bag. And when because my doctor was in and out here and there because she was attending another delivery, and that woman was closer than me, and when she came, because she heard that I was already 8 centimeters, and she came to check me, she was like, no, she's only
4.
She's only 4 centimeters.
And we were just so what happens now?
What?
She broke the water. The other nurse broke the water already. What do we do? And that's when it's just all right, we'll see what happens from there. And it's just what happened,
Yeah.
How was that How did she mess up on that?
Yeah. How could
4
she
centimeters wrong? And it's just bruh.
Exactly. So that was the worst, and you can see it in my face that I look at him in the video, how disappointed I was, and I did cry after that, huh?
Yeah,
I did cry because
I think you were at that moment where you just wanted this to be over already.
Yeah.
We were there how many days in the hospital?
2 days 2 days before the whole birth, and then 3 to 4 days after.
So almost a whole week in the hospital.
A whole week in the hospital.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the whole week.
It was bad.
It was really bad. I think that was the only nurse that I disliked how she cared for me, because obviously she made a really big mistake. But I did have another nurse who was really trying her best and getting me to advance, because she did not want me to have a C-section. When she would check me, she did tell me my son had a big head, but she did say, I've seen petite girls like have a big baby naturally. She's like, you are going to have a tear because of the shape of his head, but
that's better than a C-section.
But you know, like,
that's not as worse as a C-section. My bad.
Yeah.
That's not as worse as a C-section. But you get some stitches, but over here.
But she like told me, but I believe that you can push this baby out, and she was really trying hard to get me to advance, but the pain was so bad already that I had to get the epidural because I wasn't getting any sleep anymore. And I wish that I could have held off a little bit more on getting the epidural, but I like how you can kind of control the
epidural?
Yeah, the
anesthesia thing?
Yeah.
I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
And so I tried to avoid pressing that button as much as I could.
I would tell her, like, you already have it in you, just press it. Like, the needle's already inside you.
Yeah.
You might as well use it now.
But either way, I was having a hard time with it, huh?
Yeah.
Because
it wasn't, for some reason, like, the bag was full and she would press it and it wasn't coming out. Like, you could see it on the little, tube and it would really, like, go whoop.
Yeah,
and it'll go back down.
Yeah, like, because you can feel it in the back and the spine.
Okay, babe.
Like, it'll be cold.
Okay.
So I knew that I wasn't getting it. And, but yeah, I would try my best not to.
To press it, yeah.
Press it, because I did notice that when I wouldn't press it, I was advancing and opening.
Yeah, for some reason.
Like, I went from 4 to 6 centimeters in an hour.
But that was
And so I was like, okay, if I don't press on it, like, I can advance. But I was already with my water bag open for quite some time already, that it was causing my son's heart rate to drop. And so at first, like, I was really I knew it in my heart that I could have done it if they would have just given me a little bit of time.
Yeah, but I mean, your water was broken already. Alexander really didn't have that much time.
So
I
mean, it was pretty traumatic experience, because I didn't want to go through that. This is my first, like, surgery. Yeah, that it just, I didn't want my first pregnancy.
Sorry about the noise. Someone came home. It was a garage.
I didn't want my first pregnancy to go down this way.
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Which I'm also even scared to have another pregnancy, because his aunt, like, for all her pregnancies, she had a C-section.
Imagine being cut 3 times in the same spot.
3 times. And so I'm just thinking here, like, I don't want to be going through that. At least, like, I'm scared that I won't be able to push out my kids,
right.
Like, you know? But yeah, like, afterwards, the whole C-section thing, like, I felt pain during the procedure. I didn't get to hold my son for long. I just gave him a kiss. She didn't even get
to hold him.
She didn't get to hold him at all,
yeah. And they took him because of, he had, like...
They assumed that he had an infection due to having the water bag open for quite some time, because I ended up developing a fever. And when you end up developing a fever, it's because you have an infection.
Yeah.
So they took him
to the ICU.
They didn't even wait. They gave him antibiotics without knowing if he actually had the infection, which I don't know if that affects, like, like you shouldn't get antibiotics if you don't have anything.
Well, they just assume because I mean to begin with we were in the middle of the pandemic. It was like super bad where cases were like spiking up.
No, I know that, but.
But yeah, so according to the doctors, they just wanted to be safe, so they gave him antibiotics. But like I just didn't like it like at all, like because I saw my baby, and you know, like parents' intuition, like I felt like he was okay. You know, like nothing was wrong with him. He was moving. He was calm.
Yeah.
He was already opening his eyes, and I just felt
we
like nothing was wrong with him. You know. But just to be safe, we never know. You know, sometimes we could be wrong, but I didn't like seeing him with that needle in his hand, and like that. It was like a cast, and I just didn't like it. Like I felt really terrible. And after he took it off, like it was super purple. Like I was freaking purple
pissed. For quite some time.
Yeah, for months. It was purple for months. It wouldn't like.
It was his hand was bruised.
Yeah.
Because of the needle.
No, poor baby.
Yeah, I didn't get to spend time with him, so that was very it was very upsetting. Because afterwards, like coming home, I had like really bad separation anxiety for my baby. And then from there, like we got COVID and but that's something else. That's something else. But like it's just separation anxiety was really bad after coming home because you know they took him away from me for 32 hours.
But like, describe what you felt like in your C-section. Like when they opened it, did you feel it? Like them putting the blade?
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel them with the blade at all.
Okay.
I just felt like when they started putting that thing to keep me open.
Okay.
Like I felt that. I didn't feel them open me up.
How about like the organs?
I felt a lot. Like I would feel like them.
Wait, I feel like I haven't asked you this. Did you feel Alexander come out?
No, I was just feeling a lot of like that movement inside.
But did you feel like when they were pulling Alexander out?
No.
No? Oh shoot.
I wouldn't know how like that'd be possible. I just felt them moving everything. I felt when they put the things to keep me open. And that was it. I didn't even feel them like close me up or anything. I know they were putting a lot of pressure here to like I guess push down everything.
That's crazy.
But they're like they just told me you're gonna have to stand up immediately after because your organs have to go back in place. But I almost fainted, huh?
Yeah.
It's because honestly I felt very pressured. Like I understand that we had our baby like literally in the middle of the pandemic, but you shouldn't rush someone. And I felt rushed.
To get better?
Yeah, to literally like you need to stand up because you need to go home already. Like I need you to stand up. I need you to go use the restroom, and you know, and. Yeah,
so according to them, like there was other people with C-sections or other women that with C-sections that were like get up as soon as they were done with the procedure and they would do everything like normally, but it's like everyone is different, you know?
Exactly, like you can't expect everyone to be the same. And I felt really rushed. I already started to feel like an inconvenience to them.
Oh, okay.
Is that how you properly say it?
Yeah. Like we need you to leave because you know there's other patients type of thing.
Yeah, and it's just.
I mean, we were there for a whole week, so you know.
That's true, but I mean, like, it's my first time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was trying so hard because I needed my fever to go down in order for me to see my son.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
And I would literally like try so hard not to cover myself because I had the shivers so bad that I would try to not cover myself because I wanted to have my son with me. So because the hospitals always have their ACs on, like I wouldn't cover myself so my body can get cold. And when they come and check my temperature, they can tell me that I'm at the right temperature so I can see my son.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard because I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go home and be with my baby. So I was trying so hard, huh, babe? Yeah. But it was just so difficult for me.
Like after the procedure, we went to like this room, like a waiting room type of thing, but like it was the most like slowest. I don't know how to say it, like it was the slowest time for me, like as it went by, because I was with her, you know, I was taking care of her, but I'm just like where's my baby? Like I want to go see my baby. Where's the ICU? That's all I had in my head, but I don't want to leave her alone because, you know, I don't know if they're gonna like hurt her by accident or something like that. But it was so like frustrating to be in the waiting room because we were waiting for a room to open. Even after waiting, we still have to wait again. So it's just like, bro, like I want to go see my baby. Is he okay? Like no one has told me anything. Apparently, like communication was bad in the waiting room, so like no one was answering, and it's just like, what is going on? Like, you know.
But you know what? Like, in my opinion, if you choose this field, like the medical fields, I feel like you have to do it not because of the pay, but because you enjoy taking care and helping people. Mm-hmm. And in that hospital, it was so rare to have find a nurse that was okay with helping you.
We only found 2.
They always had like an issue. Like they would make these faces, and it's just like, then why are you here? Why are you working here?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like maybe like working there kind of causes you to lose the interest because there can be some patients that are hard to work with.
Extra.
But you have to, how can I say it, like...
You mean like you need to adapt type of thing?
It's because it's not fair, like someone like should not adapt to being treated poorly, but it's a field where you have to be open-minded to everything that's going to be happening because...
Like you got to be like calm under pressure type of thing.
Yeah, because it's not fair for someone to be in such a, like, how can I say it? Like a vulnerable state and need your help, and for you to make them feel like you need to get better, like suck it up type of thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean... Maybe that's your way of thinking, but I just feel like they have too much on their plate as it is already, and I mean that doesn't make it an excuse for you to treat people like that, yeah. But you know, we don't know what they're going through. Well, at least I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if they're having an issue at home as it is, or if they're having an issue there at work with the supervisor. You know, so that's just my way of thinking.
But that's no one's fault.
I get it. Like I said, there's no excuse to act like that. But we don't know. We just never know. It
was just... I was born at the hospital.
I guess it was just more... I guess what you're trying to say is that it's more frustrating for you because you were the one going through all that, not me. In a way. Because you're the one in pain. You were the one being, you know, treated by the nurses and the doctors. And me, I was just sitting there. You know what I mean?
It's just no one should be going through that.
I get it. Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
You know, like your opinion and my opinion.
It doesn't matter, like, if it was me, if it was, like, you. It's just no one should feel like that when they're in such a vulnerable state.
Right.
Because you're the professional. I don't know what to do. If I knew, like, what I could do to help myself, like, I would do it myself. But I don't know. And that's why you're there. And while we were there, we had the worst fucking nurse, huh?
Which one?
Like, her name was Erica, I think.
What did she do?
Like, the one that I tell her that I was in pain. You remember how the nurse came to check my temperature? And I had to really use a restroom, and she was nowhere to be found, and they were walking her, like... Mm-hmm. She was nowhere to be found, you guys. Like, literally, we would call her and call her and call her, and she was just nowhere to be found. She was, like, the worst nurse I've ever had in my life. And then she'd come in and she'd be like, well, why didn't you guys call me? And the nurse that was only focused to coming into each patient's room to check their vitals. I
think she even told us that she didn't like her either.
Yeah, like she was just so upset. She was like that was just not her. How can I say, like, that was just not her.
It was not professional.
No, like the nurse. That is just not what she does. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And she was trying to help me go to the restroom, so I told her I really need to go to the restroom, and I can't find my nurse. And she was like, "Did you just have a C-section?" I told her yes, but I need to start getting up. They're telling me I need to start walking. So I tried to get up, and as I was getting up, like I felt my body like
super weak.
Like my body just felt like a vegetable, and I just like. She was like a really tiny elderly woman already. And she was trying so hard to keep me up.
Yeah.
And that's when you came in, right? Or were you there?
I was already there.
Yeah, like they were both trying to help me, and they ended up just sitting me down, and she was like trying to get into contact with someone.
She was pissed.
When my nurse came in, she was like,
she was giving her attitude.
What's going on here? And that's when like the other nurse was just so upset, like telling her a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, she spoke in Spanish, and our nurse didn't speak Spanish. So I was talking to her in Spanish, and she was just like, she shouldn't have left you like that. Like, I really hate how like
she didn't like her.
She just didn't.
I think she knew like how she worked, and she didn't like her.
Yeah, and she was just like, this is like professional, and this shouldn't be happening, and I don't know what. I was like, you know what? I am not, like, I'm never going to get out of this hospital if I don't just freaking try. And that's when that same day I got up and I sat in the chair home.
Yeah, she sat in the chair. And then I went to the ICU, and I went to go see Alexander, see how he was doing. And let's see, what some nurse was like, oh, like how's your wife doing? And I'm just like, oh, I'm like, what was it? She asked me that, and then after she was like, oh, like have they checked her temperature to see if she's okay to like have the baby? And I told her, I was like, I'm not sure. I was like, do you think you can find out like yourself? And she's like, yeah, I can call the doctor. So she called the doctor, and then she came back to me and she was like, oh, good news. She's like, your wife doesn't have a fever anymore. And she was like, would you like us to take the baby? And I was like, perfect. Like, she didn't even know. She wasn't expecting it. And I was like, yes, please take it. Take him. And so I went up, you know, like nothing. I acted casual, and she was like, oh, how is he? And I'm like, oh, he's good. He was asleep. I'm sorry. And like a couple minutes later, like she's still sitting in the chair, and they open the door, and she sees like some wheels like behind the curtain.
But you had told me that they weren't gonna bring him up.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're not gonna bring him up. Like, not yet. And she was like kind of disappointed. So I kind of like played a little bit with her to, you know.
Cause they called the room, huh? And
to confirm. And I was like, please don't spoil it. Like, I answered it, and they were like, oh, like, are you ready? And I was like, yeah. But I told her something else. I forgot what I told her. And they opened the door a couple minutes later, and then she sees him, and she starts like tearing up, and like he's right there asleep, and like it was a happy moment because it was like the first time she was seeing him like after 2 to 3 days, no?
Yeah, 32 hours.
Yeah, 32 hours.
I remember perfectly.
Yeah, and she's just like, I was like, babe, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve him. Like, you've been doing all this for him, and he's here now. Like, you know, I made it happen. You know, but
yeah,
that was I think that was the happiest moment in the hospital besides him being born. Like, after I saw him, he was a big baby. Oh my god,
big baby. And then from there, like, our nurses downstairs, Brenda and
they were coming visit her.
I forgot the other one, but they wanted to be there for the delivery. You know, they wanted me to have a natural so they can meet our baby boy, but they literally, like, instead of taking their break, they went upstairs to meet Alexander. To meet Alexander.
Well, it was the two nurses that were super nice to us, and they kept checking up on her even after she wasn't in that department.
I wasn't even in their department.
Yeah.
And instead of taking their break, they came to see me, and it was like very appreciative of those two nurses. Because the other nurse, Brenda, she had a C-section, and she told me it's going to be painful. When you need to cough, grab a pillow, put it on your stomach. When you, like, anything that you have to cause pressure, put it on your stomach. she was just preparing me because she ended up finding out I was gonna have a C-section. She was just preparing me
the whole time,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, like all of this. And I didn't realize until I was at the hospital. When you remember how you made me laugh and then I started to cry because it caused me so much pain. I didn't realize how much we use our stomach to laugh
until that day.
Until that day, like I didn't hate him like so much ever in my life. Like I was ready to sign the divorce papers there. Like I
felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, I didn't think making you laugh was gonna be like
so painful, so painful. I was like, oh my god, Christopher.
But I mean, overall, it was a, I guess traumatic. It was traumatic, or.
It was a pretty traumatic experience.
Unexpected.
Definitely unexpected.
But honestly, like this is where, like I don't want to say this in like the wrong way, but I feel like it just has to come out, you know, like we said, no censor. But like this is where like women, like this is where your man shows you that he's your man, because if you have a C-section, like I said, everyone's different. But like I helped her out in everything. I didn't even let her mom take care of her because I wanted to be the one, because I knew that I was gentle. Well, at least I was gonna be gentle with her, and so I was the one like taking her to the restroom. We even like had this portable potty.
Yeah,
I guess you can call it
a portable potty.
We had it here in the room. I would clean her. I even showered her. Everything. I did everything for her. I brought her food, everything she wanted. She was just in bed and she would walk around here in the room, but it was lightly. She wasn't even allowed to go downstairs, for God's sakes, at all. But like it came to a point where like she was already getting tired and being in the room, so she did the effort of going downstairs, and that's when I guess the first time going downstairs was like pretty like open world to you.
Yeah, but I couldn't do much.
Yeah, she couldn't do much, but this is where like your man shows you like
they really do appreciate and love you, because I think that it changed the way I saw you like more. I guess it makes any sense. Like you made me fall more in love with you. Because I like my mom didn't have this experience with my father, and knowing that you were there and you didn't allow anyone to help me, like
not in a bad way, as in like I did allow like her mom here and there and my mom here and there, but I just wanted it to be me, because
I had more trust in him, honestly. Like although like my mom been through it, and of course his mom has been through past like births and stuff like that, but I didn't have that trust. I just wanted him to be by my side, and because he was already there, and you know he saw what the nurses would do, that I just felt more trust in him, because you know you can't compare, you know, the births now with the births as before, because everything that I would say, my mom would be like, oh, well that's different and stuff like that. So it's just like, okay, Christopher saw how they were taking care of me at the hospital, like I'll just allow him. But yeah, recovery was pretty tough. A lot of fainting, huh?
Yeah, a lot of
passing out.
Weakness. But slowly but surely she started recovering.
A lot of pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I didn't know this, and now I'm going to tell you, and I apologize if it's incorrect information, but my actual delivering doctor was the one that told me this, because she couldn't attend me. I was given another doctor, but when I saw her for my postpartum, she told me that I had the right to refuse them to break my water bag, and I did not know that. So if you are nowhere close to, you know, pushing out your baby, you have the right to refuse them breaking your water bag, because you can get infections by breaking your water bag. Yes, it will help you a lot in opening up, but your body is naturally supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay? And you just allow your body to do it. But if you're like 8 centimeters and your water bag hasn't broken, then by all means it makes much sense to break your water bag because you're only 2 centimeters away. And
so like every situation is different then.
Yeah, but if you're in my situation where you're a first time mom and you don't know what to do, and of course you are leaving all of your life and your child's life in the hands of a professional, and they say we're gonna break your water bag and you're nowhere near, don't do it, because your body can do it yourself. And I know that my body could have done it itself, because I know that I could have opened up if I would have not gotten the epidural, but I just didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have known it. Now I know it, and for my future pregnancies, I will make sure that I don't allow this experience to happen again, because now I am informed and I can, do things differently.
It's your body.
Yeah.
It's your body. You have the right to everything.
Exactly.
So you should have the right to everything.
Yeah, so.
Unless, just trust yourself, I guess is what she's trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Trust your intuition, your gut.
Yeah, and I guess the mistake was that we didn't do our research.
We weren't informed.
Yeah, informed and do our research to what we should have expected, or we should have asked, or what should we have done at the hospital.
We went with the mind where it's just like we're gonna try to avoid the C-section thing.
But we weren't
we weren't prepared.
Yeah, so prepare yourselves, ladies,
men up,
fathers. Yeah, exactly, man up. Because you guys,
your woman needs you.
This was a 50-50 job, and
yeah, exactly, 50-50 job.
It shouldn't just be fair that
the woman has to take care of herself and the baby,
recover and take care of the baby, 50-50 job. Because I see all these TikToks where mothers are the ones doing the feedings at night and all that stuff, and it's the least you can do is just do the feedings at night. I get it, man. Us men work and we have to go to work, but honestly, no job is worth, the time with your baby and the time to take care of your woman. It's not worth it. It's just a job. You're replaceable. I'm replaceable. We're all replaceable in jobs. Yeah. We're just there to work. Yeah, but we do need to bring an income, but. Something my mom says, money comes and goes. Definitely.
Siempre va a haber dinero. That's what she said.
Definitely.
Somehow.
Yeah.
El que quiere, busca.
It's a 50-50 job. Just do it. We made it happen, so we have to take turns. We need to go 50-50 split, Yeah. It's not only the woman's job. But yeah, that was our C-section experience. It was a very traumatic experience. I really hope I don't go through this. I really hope no other woman goes through this. And I pray that you guys, if you guys are pregnant, have a very smooth labor, because, it's really hard for us women to have a child, bring a child to this world, because it's a very painful and
traumatic.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was it for today's episode.
That's a wrap,
you guys. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.